It says she called the name of the Lord who spoke to her. You are the God of seeing. For she said, have I not even here in this wilderness, even here in this place where I thought nobody knew, even in this place where nobody fit, no person saw me, have I not even here in the wilderness looked upon him who sees me and lived? Or have I here also seen the future purposes or designs of him who sees me? The next verse. Therefore, the well was called Bir Lahai, a well to the living one who sees me. The one who sees me. So we got to keep that in mind. God, he sees, man, the deep things, the inner workings. That's first. He sees, okay? Go to Matthew 6, start at verse 4. The Lord who sees. Go back to verse 3. We might start at verse 1 there. Go back to verse 3. Okay, start here. But when you give to charity, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your deeds of charity may be in secret. Okay? The Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. In verse 1, he said, your Father is in heaven. So your Father's in heaven, he's here, you over there, and he sees in secret from where he is, okay? Also, when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the corners of the streets, that they may be seen by people. Truly, I tell you, they have their reward in full already. But when you pray, go into your most private room, close the door, pray to your Father. Now it says, who is in secret. First he sees in secret, and now now your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you in the open. It's something about this secret. It's something about this unseen. Something about what takes place in the unseen manifesting in the seen. Okay? Go to verse 16. Let's finish this. Verse 16. The Father who is in secret. But when you fast, perfume your head and wash your face. Keep going. So that your fasting may not be noticed by men, but by your Father, again, who sees in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you in the open. It's something about this, man. Go to Hebrews 11:3. When he was showing this to me, it's a key to the kingdom here. He sees in secret. What you do in secret, if you want to change what's happening on the outside, or what your life looks like, is to be done in where people can't see. It's in that part where people can't see. And that's what the challenge is, to get that unseen part right. Hebrews 11:3. By faith we understand that the worlds during the successive ages were framed, fashioned, put in order, and equipped for their intended purposes by the word of God, so that what we see was not made out of things which are visible. Okay? Go to Acts 4:13. What we see, what is seen, was not made out of what is visible. It said, now when they saw the boldness and the unfettered eloquence of Peter and John, and perceived that they were unlearned and untrained in the schools, common men with no educational advantages, they marveled and they recognized that something unseen was happening here. They recognized that they had been with Jesus. Now, when they had been with Jesus, it wasn't a outward thing. They recognized that something had been going on in secret. Okay? I heard somebody say it like this: private preparation for public victory. And it all goes back to the private preparation. You see the NBA championship, but you don't see all the work and the grind behind it. You don't see the stuff that took place in private. You can only speculate. Private preparation for public victory. And that's what I think that the Lord is challenging us to, is more preparation time. I heard T.D. Jakes, it's a sermon, he talked about how your downtime is preparation time. Those minutes, I mean, the Lord can multiply 5 minutes of preparation time. Or when you just shut off the TV and you choose to have preparation time. That's the narrow is the gate thing. Because you want to watch Young and the Restless or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You want to watch, Housewives or whatever is going on. But he's saying, listen, take time for that private preparation. I want to bring you to the light. Church, I want to use you in this season, but I need you to get with me in this private time. This preparation, private preparation for public display here. When David fought the lion and the bear, nobody was there. We wouldn't even know if he didn't say it. The lion and the bear were unseen. Goliath was a public victory. You got to understand that. And I think even before a lion and a bear came, it probably was a squirrel and a rabbit or something that was trying to come in and take the food. You know, it was a progression, but it was private. Nobody saw that part. So when he came out, it seemed like it was the first. It was everybody else's first time seeing it, but he was in secret with the Father the whole time. And it says this preparation, the Father is in it. It says your Father he sees in secret, but it also says your Father who is in secret. The Father is in that preparation. All right? Daniel 11:32. Y'all getting what I'm saying? There's something about this unseen. What you do was not seen. Not just in the spirit realm, but what you physically do that's in the unseen. Daniel 11:32. Such as violate the covenant, he shall pervert and seduce with flatteries. But the people who know their God shall prove themselves strong and shall stand firm and do exploits for God. The people that know their God. No, that's the same word, and it says Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she became pregnant and bore a son. That's the same word. No, so it's intimacy in private. Intimacy in private. That's the only way you can conceive something. What happens in private? You know, if a woman shows up and she's pregnant, something happened that was unseen. It's just there's no way around it. Why are you laughing? Stuff? They that know their God, they that know their God intimately, in private, he is in secret, and he also sees in secret. He's in there with you. They shall be strong and do exploits. Anybody, are you ready? Like, I'm just chopping at the bits to just be strong and do exploits. I've been beat down for years, and I know this ain't the real me. I know that the Father has more for me, man. It's in the private preparation. It's in the private preparation. Intimacy, unseen and secret. The words secret, when he said in Matthew 6, when he talked about in secret, it's the word crypto. You know, heard like crypto, like it's encrypted. It's that same where we get that word from. It means concealed, hidden, secret. There's something about what happens in secret. Go to Matthew 7. Hold on, I don't know if that's. Hold on. Let me preview that first. But there's also, you know, the Lord is big on the attitude of a thing that you do. The attitude that you do something in. So this whole thing is getting with him in secret. It's also a humility thing. Okay? Matter of fact, let's go look at Genesis 11. Because when David was in the field with the sheep, before anybody knew who he wasn't trying to draw attention to himself. He just mentioned when he brought up the lion and the bear, it was to encourage himself. It was, you will be just like them. It was a moment of encouraging, a moment of speaking. So in Genesis 11, let's walk through this. The whole earth was a one language and one accent and mode of expression. And as they journeyed eastward, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they settled and dwelt there. And they said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly." So they had brick for stone and slime for mortar. And they said, "Come, let us build a city and a tower whose top reaches into the sky. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered over the whole earth." So this is them not doing anything in secret to the Father, but trying to come straight out in public and make a name for themselves. This is the Tower of Babel situation. The Father came down, confused the language, and tore that whole thing down. Okay? Genesis 12, this is a whole group of people with no time in secret that's trying to come out and make a name for themselves without that, with no humility. Genesis 12. Now in Haran, the Lord said to Abram, "Go by yourself for your own advantage, away from your country, from your relatives and your father's house, to the land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you with abundant increase of favors and make your name famous and distinguished." So you have a whole group of people trying to do it themselves, and you got one man that in secret time with the Father that the Lord is going to make his name great. You see the difference? Am I making sense here? So there's a difference of trying to come straight out with no intimacy with the Father, trying to make a name for yourself, and having intimacy with the Father, and he make your name great. The Father did everything that he said he was going to do for Abraham. But the same principle, narrow was the way. Abraham, he had to make sacrifice. He had to leave his family. He had to go to this place that the Father was showing him. He had to separate from his nephew. He had to fight battles. It was all kind of stuff, but the Father stayed true to his word. I'm talking about the challenge is what you do in that secret place, man. I hope that's what you're hearing tonight. The attitude of the secret part, the unseen, not drawing attention to yourself, and humility. So, yeah, you go to Matthew 7 and 22. Oh, yeah, this is Matthew 7 and 22. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, and driven out demons in your name, and done many mighty works in your name? 23. Then I will say to them openly in public, I never knew you. I never had intimacy with you. You never were in the secret place with me. I never saw you in secret, and I never was in secret with you. You went straight up and tried to prophesy in my name, just like Genesis 11. You went straight to that part. I never knew you. Depart from me, you who act wickedly, disregarding my commands. So we see the difference in that. I will make your name great versus trying to go out and do it on your own versus trying to prophesy. Go to verse 24. Let me see. I think we're still going here. So everyone that hears these words of mine and acts upon them, obeying them, will be like sensible, prudent, practical, wise man who built his house upon the rock. Okay? 25. The rain fell and the floods came and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it was founded upon the rock. It did not fall because of what you can't see. It was founded because it was the foundation that you can't even see caused that thing not to fall. Y'all understand what I'm saying here, man? Keep going. Everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a stupid, foolish man who built his house upon the sand, who went straight trying to do it without the intimate time, trying to make his name great, okay? The rain fell and the floods came. The same rain and the same flood. This is the same storm. The winds blew and beat against that house and it fell, and great and complete was the fall of it because there was no foundation that you can't see. Y'all get it. You get this. So taking the time with the unseen foundation versus focusing on the seen outward. I need to be focused. Like, think about this. I reference sports a lot. Those guys do 10 hours of practice to play 30-minute game. It's more preparation time that goes into it. And we got to take that seriously. As kingdom people, it's not just I come into the kingdom and everything just happens. No, the Lord empowers us. He said, I teach you the prophet. It's something you got to go execute. I'll guide you and teach you, instruct you in the way you should go, but you got to go the way. Choose life. Go that way. I lay it before you, but you got to choose it. He said, go through the narrow gate, but you can say, I'm going to go to the wide gate. You know, it's, okay, we good. So I hope we get that, man. Start exercising that like now, tonight. Lord, if it's just whatever extra time you got, it's preparation time. It's preparation time. If it's time in the Word, if it's something toward your craft, if you are a teacher and let me get some extra time with this lesson plan or whatever the case may be, whatever it is, just know that the Lord can multiply that time, man. And it's time for secret preparation. The Lord is in secret. He sees in secret, but he's in there with you. He's in that thing, man. All right? So give him praise. We're going to shift to corporate prayer. Bring everything to the Father. Do you want to come on? Bring everything to the Father tonight.